I am honored to be telling you about my friend Terri. She was quirky, funny, a better dresser than me, and one of the most giving friends I've ever had. It was quite appropriate that the first place I ever met Terri was in the kitchen of this very church we are sitting in, preparing to cook lunch for over 100 kids that day. I was interviewing her for a bulletin article about lunches of love, and I not only left there with a heartfelt article, but I also fell in love with Terri Rule that day. She continued mashing potatoes as she told me about herself. She spoke proudly about her son Kyle and her husband Brian. And we discovered we shared a lot of notches on our life timelines.
You say I'm loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I'm strong when I think I'm weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. And when I don't belong, oh, you say I am yours. And I believe, oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe.
We became fast friends and had routine 3-hour lunches that, well, may or may not have included a margarita or two. Then there were the times she would just show up on my boat dock, sometimes at 6 a.m. in her pajamas after having driven her car Lucy halfway around the lake, because she knew I was struggling and she knew she would find me there. She did this for anyone in need.
The only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Ooh,
If you're sitting in the pew of this church today, then you probably already know that Terri gave herself to anyone who needed her. For me, she was the voice on the other end of the phone at 3 a.m. when the rains were falling outside and my tears were falling inside. She knew I had a fear of storms, and sometimes she would wake in the middle of the night to thunder and rain, think of me, and text me. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., it didn't matter. She would text, "I know you're awake, sweetheart, and I want you to know I'm right here." And she would stay on the phone for however long it took to extinguish my anxiety. She did this more times than I can count.
taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. You'll have every failure, God. You'll have every victory.
She has helped me move and organize my kitchen countless times. The last time being 2 months ago when I moved back to Dallas. And too far away from her, she said. I loved Terri Rule. I loved what she stood for. I love how she loved her mom, Mary Lou, her husband, Brian, and her son, Kyle, her sister and brother-in-law, Wayne and Raylene, and her girlfriends. I love how she supported and defended those she loved, even when she might not see eye to eye with them. Her biggest desire was that each of those she loved knew their value in God's eyes, and that she would one day see them in heaven. I don't know about you, but I want to be more like Terri. She demonstrated her love for God by loving others more than herself. It's my hope that her example will motivate all of us, starting with me, to live my life more like she did. I can't wait for that day when I see Terri standing on the sidelines when it's my turn to enter the gates of heaven, cheering me on with that big, beautiful smile of hers. I'll see you in the morning, dear friend.